who are citizens of Bihar,
Okay,
citizens of
okay,
our
Manasvi, yes, understood your point, and the pertinent questions that you've raised, and I want Raman Malik to answer those. But as far as the question of why Bihar is concerned, I'm not sure anybody can answer that, because genuinely, if this exercise were to be conducted anywhere, I'm sure the same question would arise. Had they decided to start with Delhi, it would have been why Delhi. Had they decided to start with Maharashtra, it would have been why Maharashtra. Kerala, why Kerala. West Bengal, why West Bengal. So, keeping that question of why Bihar aside, Raman Malik, there are genuine concerns that are now being raised that because of the decision to conduct the exercise in such a short period of time, it seems as though it may not be in the best interests of those who can't produce the vast number of documents that are required for them to be on the electoral rolls. How exactly is that issue then being addressed?
You remember the CA protest? Kagaz nahi dikhayenge. Well, you have to go into the facts, Devika. And right now, when I was hearing Manasvi speaking, I was thinking it was either a Congress spokesperson or an ND spokesperson speaking. Yes, his points are valid to an extent that yes, the details have to be checked in, but why this, why that? That does not make sense at all, Manasvi. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of elections, you can submit your claim to be a voter of that place almost 40 days before the election is there. You can submit your papers. Now, the important point is, if you are over 180 days away from the constituency, do you think you can vote as per law? No. You will have to submit your credentials to the place where you're living for over 180 days. There are various other laws which are involved, and I'm very well aware that you may be able to do a good research on it. But at the same point, I will talk on a broader prospect, and that broader prospect is that as per various estimates, over 5 crore aliens are there in India today, which are from Myanmar and from Bangladesh and these places. Should they have a right to vote? I don't think so. If you are not in coordination or in the do's and the parameters which are permitted by the Constitution of India and the Election Commission of India for conducting a fair poll, you should be permitted to vote? No. I think as per the latest available data, I believe the Foreign Ministry of United Kingdom has given certain information about a gentleman who is a sitting member parliament and having a British passport. I think even he should be checked whether he should be allowed to give a vote in India or not. Now, the point is, an Indian citizen should be permitted to cast his franchisee. The elections are basically for Indian citizens to cast their franchisee. It is not for foreigners. It is not, okay, leaving aside the foreigners, there is another important aspect. If you are not residing in the constituency, if you are migrated, then you hold your properties right, you hold your house right, but do you hold your right to franchise as per the Constitution of India, under which this election commission has been formulated, and it has created certain rules which has not been amended? Those rules have been there before 2014 also. Now, if the particular organization, which is a constitutional body, it is doing its job, I think the judiciary in this country, who can leave aside and give pardon to people accused of a lot of heinous crimes, they will be very, very sharp, eagle-eyed and hawk-eyed on these particular issues, and they have already gone through the matter.
Okay.
And they have given their verdict. Now, the last point which I would like to make here is the point of timing. That is why I believe one nation, one poll is the most important factor here. We should all work for it, because every time you have an election coming, every development scheme gets into a limbo. Every act of cleansing the system gets into a limbo. Every development gets a question mark. Every policy alteration gets a question mark. Till how long do we want to live in a democracy which gets crippled by this argument,
Okay.
with this tyranny of the opposition,
Okay.
that election था जी 6 महीने बाद. अरे साहब 6 महीने बाद election है, that is okay. If 45 days before the election commission finishes its job, I do not think you should have a problem. And
Okay.
we as a party, in our party also, we have this Panna Pramukh. The job of the Panna Pramukh is to find out who is living, who is dead, who's migrated, who's not. And we will raise objection to it. We will go as per law. हम कानून के हिसाब से, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के हिसाब से
Okay,
चलेंगे.
all right.
अगर
Raman Malik, you
आपको
made your
दिक्कत है,
point.
तो
Okay.
file a case against
Okay,
us.
Raman Malik, you made your point. Nishant Tyagi of the Congress, I want you to come into the conversation and explain whether the opposition is, to begin with, even in favor of a nationwide exercise that looks at the electoral roll.
Devika, the primary problem over here is that before 2014,